Hi everybody. Hi Mohit, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I am doing great as well. So before we start, a little about myself. My name is Vikhyat. I am an engineer. Currently, I work as a database engineer for a company called Value Momentum, and this is me trying out something new with my cousin Mohit, who is joining us all the way from Karnataka. So Mohit, tell me a little about yourself to everybody who's watching.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Mohit. I am an architect and an entrepreneur. So you can follow me on my YouTube and Instagram. Currently, what I'm doing now is working on uh, my own training program for content marketing, and I'm creating it using modules which I'm learning from the Freedom Business Model from Siddharth Rajshekhar. So we'll get to
Oh,
more about it in the conversation. And let's get started.
so, just because you said entrepreneurship, why not talk about entrepreneurship in the beginning for a couple of
Yes.
minutes? So, what's
All
your
right.
take on entrepreneurship?
Well, to me, an entrepreneur is virtually no different from an artist. I took this psychological personality test back when I was in 2018 when I was working for an architecture firm looking for career guidance. And this
Yeah,
personality test, it cost me some money, and it was built by this researcher in a University of Psychology in Canada. And in that, I got the profile which is apt for an entrepreneur. So there is
got
a
it.
certain kind of psychological trait which says that these kind of traits are not only found in artists but also found in entrepreneurs, and it is called the open to new experiences trait. So in
Correct.
the subsequent episodes, maybe I can like explain a bit further because I went crazy about it. I went on a
Okay.
rabbit hole of research about what this is. So this is based on the big factor 5 personality trait, and what that
Okay.
means is an entrepreneur won't just look at a system and follow the system. He will study the system. He or she will study the system and find a way to make it better or change some things. So that's why
Correct.
if you notice, there is always some stories about entrepreneurs not doing so well in academic sectors or in entry level job positions because they just don't follow orders. So
Correct.
there's a quote by this psychologist Jordan Peterson who said that an entrepreneur is an opposite of a soldier. You can't give him orders. Uh, so, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you see that rebellious streak about
Yeah.
entrepreneurship that you notice, but it's
Yeah.
much
Good.
more deeper than that. To me, in the beginning, that was the only surface level, superficial version of an entrepreneur, but it goes much deeper of what it means to be in an entrepreneurship, a
Correct.
path.
So, the one main reason I look up to entrepreneurs is because they have an immense risk-taking factor, and that's
Yeah,
something not a lot of us have, especially growing up here in India. So we've told to follow a path which is a secure job, and you get a nice degree, which is not bad. Like security is not bad. That's what every parent wants, right? But yeah, going against it and then starting up your own business or whatever it might be, starting your own venture, doing something new what others are not doing, uh, is a risk-taking factor, and entrepreneurs are
yeah.
always ready to take risks, and they are problem solvers, not complain. They don't complain. So, yeah, that's something I really look up to entrepreneurs for. Yeah.
There is actually
So,
a very interesting study about this, where they found that places which have more infectious diseases, they are more likely to produce a generation which are more conservative. So, if you look at the political spectrum, right, conservative people are more likely to follow a traditionalist path. They advise their
correct.
young to follow a same path. But the
And
liberal side, I'm not just talking about the political side here, but the liberals are more likely to be entrepreneurs because they are, willing to do new
they're
things.
open
And
open to new experiences. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, more often than not, it also leads to failure. So
Yeah.
one thing about entrepreneurship,
That
you need to remember: risk, failure, and creativity. So that's how
yeah.
it goes.
Higher risks, higher rewards, right?
Yeah, high risk, high reward. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So from entrepreneurship, jumping on to digital marketing. Now,
Yeah,
so you're an active digital marketer, I believe, because you continuously, religiously post content and your art on
yeah,
YouTube and Instagram. So you could throw some light on digital marketing for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, this is a good segue because I do believe that right now, whatever industry that you believe that you're in, if you're in a software
Right.
industry, me being in the architecture or the design industry, or somebody else is being in like a construction industry, assume that all of us now are brought into a same baseline. We are now all in the media industry now. If a
Correct.
customer needs to know who you are, you need to be out there in the virtual world. Like, there's no way going about it. Like it may seem like it's happening slowly, but it's faster than you think. So digital marketing, right? It is going to be like this one main skill. It is going to take over, most of your business operations. And there is like, if you're going to get started now, you might as well get started in digital marketing, because entrepreneurship, right? It's like you're creating a product on the go. So there's this book called Lean Startup by Eric Ries, R-E-I-S, where he talks about you start from the most minimum viable product that you have, like the very first step. And from there, you start building your product. You can get started in entrepreneurship right now. Declare you're an entrepreneur. Start your own, like whatever social media, platform you want to go to. Just pick one sector and start building up upon it. And the best book that I can recommend for you to like get more light about this is something called Education of Millionaires. I forgot the guy's name, but it's worth a shot, because I think it's called Michael Ellsberg. I think the author's name is.
I can just pull that up.
Yeah. And of course, like the go-to name for digital marketing these days is
it's Michael Ellsberg.
Michael Ellsberg, right?
Yeah.
So Michael Ellsberg also worked with Peter Thiel to create a class of how like a person can like get started in entrepreneurship without needing to go to business school. So basically, you have to learn how to do copywriting. You need to know how to do traffic. Basically, how to like attract a lot of people into your and conversions. Like how do you take like a cold customer? A cold customer means somebody who will not buy a product, who's never heard of your product, to converting them into a warm, get them warmer to finally like buy your this thing.
So
and
so there are these 5 metrics. I'm not sure if you've heard of. It's the AA AAR metrics. If you
I don't know about this.
Yeah, so it is acquisition, activation, retention, and revenue and referral. So I think these 5 metrics for today's tech products is very important. It's not the number of downloads you have for your app or the number of people who are using your software, but the number of people who are coming back and using it again. That's what matters. So and then it comes to word of mouth marketing. So are they going and telling their friends or family about it? Is that product good? Because word of mouth marketing works the best. It's because when you go to a restaurant and then you come back and tell your friends that that restaurant is amazing and it has actual amazing food and ambience, that's when your friends are actually interested, because it's not someone selling the product, it's someone giving the genuine feedback about your product, right? So I think the AA AAR metrics, when I came across, I thought this is a really effective tool to measure your product, how it's going, and how can you scale further.
And this is a good like example of social proof. The more people use a product, the other people are going to see, oh, this must be a good product, so I could trust this. So here's where digital marketing comes in. Okay, like when you let's just say that you have a YouTube channel. You're putting your content out in YouTube. You're talking about what you are interested in, talking about the work that you're doing. You're documenting your process, basically your design process or your process of building the product. A guy will come and like just type looking for your service. Okay, he let's just say that he's looking for content marketing. When he types content marketing, and a lot of names will come up. Let's just say that he's looking for something very specific, like a niche. So like content marketing, and like my niche is like content marketing with a story. Okay, like I am using story design to come up with the content marketing. So it's like content marketing and design. Then you want to be somebody who owns that niche. So
Yeah.
so
So whenever there's a digital keyword search, your name comes up,
yeah,
and that's how at that particular niche you're at spike. Yeah, I get
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's a
And
smart move.
in digital marketing, right, like the name thing matters. Okay, like when they search for you on Google, if your name comes up in the first page and they click on you, like they will see, oh, this guy has like been making like hundreds of videos, this guy has like so many comments about people talking about his product, and he has so many
Yeah,
testimonial videos.
yeah,
Then you are making the customer warmer, and at the end,
yeah,
after the sales conversation, you will have that product bought. So
yeah,
that's how the system
yeah.
goes.
Yeah. It's like having a digital footprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if you
So
don't engage in digital marketing, right, it's as if you're invisible in the market.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's like you're
it
living under
pays to invest in it.
living under the
Yeah.
rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
living under a rock. Maybe you're just not participating. It's totally fine if you don't want to be a digital marketer. Like you can totally like focus on your legacy media and everything, but it's worth it. Like I found it, there's a certain personality type which really gets attracted to social media, like myself.
Yeah.
At the same time, a corollary or a like what do you say, a counter argument for this is this book by Cal Newport called Digital Minimalism. I think it's worth
Okay.
a read just so that you know the context on where you're operating. So
Yeah.
yeah, Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport are to those people who do amazing in academics, who do really well in corporate sectors. I would recommend all of Cal Newport's books because that book is for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So from digital marketing, moving on to our daily life. So tell me, what are the
Okay.
things you do to be productive in your day-to-day activities?
So I have tried a lot of things. Okay, I'm like a productivity literature junkie. I'm like seeing how I can optimize all aspects of my life. I've read like the 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I've read Robin Sharma's books. Like I was obsessed with that. But then
Okay.
later I found that if you try to optimize your life on a daily basis, it goes till infinity. It never ends. So and when you start from optimizing your first step, it becomes like analysis paralysis. You just don't get a product. So there was this case study or whatever you want to call it, a story maybe, like about a photography class where the professor says, look, I'm going to divide the class into two groups. One group is only going to focus on coming up with the most optimized, the best, perfect photograph. You're going to analyze, you're going to do some research, and you're going to give me one perfect photograph. The other group is going to go around and get me 100 photographs from each of you. Like you're going to click 100 photographs, like quantity and quality. All right.
Okay.
So by the end of the class, they found that the perfect quality group, they did not produce the best photograph. The people who did the quality group, right, they
Yeah.
made the hundreds of photographs to like as a practice. They produced the one of the best photographs, like objectively,
Okay.
subjectively speaking, or whatever it is.
Okay.
So it helps that even though if you think your product is not good enough right now, or whatever you're producing in your YouTube or Instagram, like whatever the content you're making, it's not perfect. Your hair is a mess, and your you don't know if whatever speaking is like in the perfect accent, or you're making a lot of mistakes. It's all right. You're a human being. You're not like a robot who's like
Yeah.
optimized to like produce the best content. So
Throw out
just get started.
throw out a
Yeah.
bad product just to know that what is bad, and then get a good product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it really helps to shape your ego, I guess, because
Yeah.
in the get-go,
You
like
you get humbled. Yeah.
yeah, you get humbled. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So some of the things I follow to be productive is so I read I'm an active uh, blog reader, so I read a lot of blogs now.
Okay,
I've started writing my
got it.
own blogs as well. So
Awesome.
one thing common I found in every blog is that it's very nice to have your action items for the day, like, and
Mm-hmm.
make sure you don't write a lot of action items, because when you don't end up doing many of them, it's you're not happy at the end of the day. So cut your
Yeah.
action items into half. So I ordered these sticky notes. So I just write my
Okay.
action items and then I stick to my wherever near my workstation. And I
Yeah.
don't write a
Yeah.
lot of action items. I probably write five, which I know are achievable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I make sure to finish the hard ones first, or maybe the first half of the day, so that I have this sense of satisfaction or sense of relief. And then when I'm done, I just pick it off. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
That's
is one thing I
satisfying
do.
as hell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this one more law which I recently came across. It's called the Parkinson's law. I don't know if you know
Uh-huh.
this. Yeah. So it's like if you give a man a certain number of
Yeah.
tasks and you give him 3 days to work on it, he'll finish it on the third day. But you give the same number of tasks and give a man 1 day to finish, he'll still finish it in 1 day. So
Yeah.
so having these sticky notes, or having telling yourself or telling your mind that you have a certain deadline, and giving yourself a harsh deadline, I think helps you be productive. And also one more thing is the 80-20 rule. uh,
Yeah.
I think that's the most famous rule, yeah, that I believe
Pareto's
everybody knows.
principle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
these are some of the things which I think can be helpful. One more thing is you can use your phone for your reminders. So anytime I come across an idea, or I think I have to do something at a particular time, I just open my reminder app and then just note down what I have to do. Or if I have an idea, then they say that writing down is better than actually typing it down. But
Yeah. Texting. Uh-huh.
book and pen are always not handy. So I think the notes app on your phone is also a great
Yeah, that
place
works
to.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as you are engaging in some kind of writing, right? It works.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Writing
those
really
people.
helps. I did not know this,
Yeah.
because writing helps slow down your thoughts. Because when you're thinking very fast, like next. But when you're writing, or when you're typing, or when you're texting, it slows down your thoughts. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So what are the couple of things that you do to be productive?
So I've been
Yeah,
rereading Atomic Habits.
I know you're very productive, because you've been throwing out content on social media every day on YouTube and on your Instagram. Like, you throw out your art um, every day consistently, irrespective of whatever the circumstances you come across. So you can throw a
Yeah,
little light
that's
on that.
what I want people to think about me. That I'm like this very productive guy. That this guy is like working really hard for this. But like to
Yeah,
be, bottom line, I'm like a super lazy person who just found a way to optimize. Like find that sweet spot where I can like religiously produce content. So
yeah,
this all changed for me when I read Atomic Habits. Okay, Atomic Habits is like a
yeah.
bombshell. Moment for everybody. It's on the bestsellers list for a reason. The author James Clear, I was reading his blog before he was, before he was famous. Okay, like a hipster. I'm like a hipster right now. Like I knew James Clear before he was famous.
Yeah,
When he came up with that habit system, right? It's what you're doing right now. You're writing post-it notes. You're sticking it in your workstation.
yeah,
You are like making sure that you have a deadline, and after you finish that, task, you're like crossing it out. So it goes by the same principle of Atomic Habits. You start with making it very obvious, you make it attractive, you make it easy, you make it satisfactory. These are the four things you got to do to build a habit.
yeah,
And it took me a while to like really get it's been like years, and I'm still trying to figure out like, okay, how I can apply this so that my it works in my life. And
yeah.
so the results, I'll just speak to you about what I was able to achieve with this. I have 100 YouTube videos on my channel right now, like within in a span of 6 months. And I have since the last 550 days, I've been producing digital art on Instagram consistently. And that's a productive part of me. Like the other projects that I've tried to, like write blogs every day, or like produce a ebook, like that has not worked because I did
Okay.
not follow these principles. So the true takeaway here is standardize before you optimize. Before you try to optimize on your glorious life-changing product, build a standard product first. It also applies to, like, my aim with the Instagram producing art every day is that to communicate the ideas that I read about in my books, like the business books, the productivity books, in a graphic format, so that you can
through art.
instantly like understand what it is. So, but if you, I have not able to achieve that yet because I've still not figured out the principles of the standard principles. So the art that I'm making, I'm like leading up to it. When it comes to YouTube also, like no, I wouldn't say any of my YouTube videos are up to the standards that I want to build it in. But I've already started like a, you know, a standard baseline of the quality of my YouTube videos. So it's okay if right now you are not good at it, like in fact that you suck at whatever that your business is about, but sucking at something is the first step in you building an amazing, unbelievable product. So if you start today in the smallest step that you can take, and if you can do that every day consistently, like so I'm taking up on something like push-ups. All right, I had like the brilliant idea of, you know, challenging a friend that I could do 100 push-ups by the end of this year. So so I my like my limit is that I can you know, I'm very feeble with push-ups. Okay, I can barely do 10 push-ups consistently. So I decided that I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do 5 push-ups every day, like make a standard you know, and that has been working for me. Now I can like, I'm confident that I can do you know, increase my push-up baseline and get to you know, 100 push-ups by the end of this year. And that's it. Like make it, quit while you're ahead every day, but make sure that you do it, you know, consistently on a daily basis. Like
correct.
If it's just 5 push-ups, it's not like you're gonna like, okay, it's too difficult right now, I'll work out tomorrow because I'm not feeling so good. But regardless of how you feel, you'll do those 5 push-ups. So now I'm slowly putting the ball in your court, which is like fitness is like totally your thing, huh?
Fitness goes long back in my life. I started working out in 2018, if I remember, because that's a funny story actually. I was underweight and I wanted to donate blood in my college. There was a blood donation camp, and they told me I cannot because I'm underweight, and I did not take that very nicely. I was devastated.
Curious.
I was disheartened. I was more on the sad part because all my friends, I see all my friends donating. I mean, they're allowed to donate blood because, you know, they are in the appropriate weight range for their age. And I didn't take that well, and I took that as a challenge. And then after that, then I started working out, and then I fell in love with it. So
okay, got it. So did you go to a blood donation camp, like you know, in a celebration?
Post that, I actually never went. I actually never donated blood till now, but I will do it. I will do it because now I'm in the weight range now. I'm pretty sure they'll allow me.
Hey, that's an awesome you know, story, bro. I love it. you should put it in like your website. You know, I'm like so enrolled. Yeah.
Moving on to our next topic. So what do we have? Do you want to talk about Art of Seduction?
Yeah, like I do want to talk about Art of Seduction. It's a book by Robert Greene, you know, which I was obsessed about Robert Greene in college. Still am, you know, like when I was in college, Game of Thrones was like a big thing. Like everybody was watching Game of Thrones, and all the characters in Game of Thrones, they behave as if, you know, they're taken from Robert Greene's book. So Robert Greene writes like these principles of you know, human nature. All right, and he talks about the part of human nature that we don't normally talk about, as in how people manipulate or how people you know, use like tactics which you know, seem almost unethical. So they're called the dark triad you know, personality traits, if I'm like mistaken. Like it's called Machiavellism, narcissism, and I forgot the other one. Regardless, the Art of Seduction is about like, you know, how to you know, get girls, basically, like, you know, in a very blunt way to say it. Like but it's also for you know, it's unisexual, like, as in it's like advice to build like
it's a generalized way of seducing the
seducing, basically.
Yes.
so these are all the, you know how when hackers they have white hat and black hat,
Black hat,
hacking,
yeah,
like,
yes,
yeah, to be a white hat hacker, you need to know how the unethical hacking happens. So the art
correct.
of seduction is basically the black hat of marketing, I would say. So when I really got the principles or what's under the hood for under human nature, i I got to see like, oh, like this is how marketing can work.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
can
actually, if you think about it, like art seduction is closely related to marketing, because I think
yeah,
that's what that's what digital marketers and the sales team does, right? Like they seduce to buy
yeah,
your product. Yeah, they seduce you to buy their product or their subscription or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
see, like, of course, like, there are unethical marketing tactics that people use or corporations use to take advantage of you. But like, there is something that my mentor, Blair Singer, he's the guy who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Robert
Robert
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki.
Okay. Yeah, Robert
Kiyosaki,
Kiyosaki.
yeah,
Yeah,
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki. Yeah.
So Blair Singer was his partner back in the 80s. So Blair Singer has his, his own company, and he has like a lot of, brilliant advice. He's like,
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to have a conversation with him too. And to him, right, it's like sales is as if it's a service. You're like really serving the people, because a normal person does not value something if it's for free. Like sometimes people don't even buy a product if you give them for free. But
Yeah.
once they make that money investment, right, they
Yeah.
are obligated to use your product and improve their life, using that product.
Right.
So when you shift it from that aspect, right, that your business is there for a service, then all these tactics are like, you just get like a full picture of how human nature works.
Yeah.
Basically, a laws of human nature. So I do highly
Yeah.
recommend that you check out this book. All the books by Robert Greene are like highly recommended. Art of Seduction, really, like, it might even help you, in your dating. It will. I mean, if you reading Art of
That
Seduction, it will
that's the
help
motive,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but the intention is that you get like a behind the scenes of how human nature really functions or works. And like, take social proof for instance. Social proof is like when you look on YouTube. I'm taking YouTube because YouTube is like my jam. Okay, on YouTube, you look at like a new product and they're selling talking about a new product in a conference or expo or whatever. You see the comments. The comments is what matters. If there's so many comments talking about how awesome this product is, or how great this movie is that they put the review on YouTube, you're like, oh, this sounds like, a lot of people like this. I think I might like this too. So that's like a instant decision your head made. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, these are some of the tools that you can use to like get in. And one is social proof, and another is like talking about like how sometimes vulnerability also helps. You talking about your weaknesses also
Weaknesses.
shows that
Yeah.
you're not, yeah, otherwise the deal sounds too good to be true, like
Yeah. Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. So coming on to the next topic, which is very
Yeah,
close to my
just a
heart.
second.
Yeah.
If people want to like find a more business oriented version of the law of seduction, I would recommend Influence by Robert Cialdini. It's like the Bible for marketers. Like when
Okay.
I was getting into a marketing position, like one of my superiors did recommend that you gotta read Influence to get better at this. And
Yeah.
another thing that you gotta like look into is the Charisma Myth by
Okay.
Olivia Fox Cabane. It's about
Okay.
charisma. So it's these
Okay.
these two books are like recommended, not just recommended, mandatory reading if you're getting into
Okay.
this business. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we have 7 minutes left before the Zoom call automatically closes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. So next topic is a law of attraction, which is
Yeah.
very close to my heart, because I strongly believe in law of attraction. So
Great, man. Yeah.
what's your take on law of attraction, manifestation, and
So
all of
in
that?
the beginning, I thought law of attraction was bullshit. Okay, because I was surrounded by people who were like that. Like there was
Okay.
a point where I was so against it. I used to, write blogs about how law of attraction is bullshit, and people who believe in it are like, not smart or not smart as me and all that. But in the recent, thing, I've realized, oh my god, like I'm probably like too arrogant to like really see like the effects or the outcomes of this. Like
Yeah.
almost all the business people that I meet, right, they inadvertently, they don't say it or not, they do follow the law of attraction. And
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich, like all of
You can
those,
grow it. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Great
how
book.
I've read The Secret. I did not resonate with Secret
Great
so
book.
much
Secret
as
also.
I
Yeah.
resonated with Think and Grow Rich. And there was a point where I was so deep into physics, okay, like for climate reasons, like architecture and how it is pertaining to the climate of the design of it. And I started to see like how the law of attraction and some physics concepts can like merge.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to look into the physics part of this, I would recommend this book called The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. He goes into like the very interesting theory where the law of attraction is consistent with
Okay.
yeah. And
Yeah.
finally, like there I used to do this law of attraction thing where I used to make a goal card, and every morning before
Yeah.
I as soon as I woke up, I would read it. Before I go to sleep, I would say it out loud,
Say, yeah.
like
Saying it out to the universe. Yeah.
yeah. And it came true, by the way. Like
Oh,
it was so
that's
creepy
great.
that yeah, it worked. I was sending it to my friends that, hey, look, this is what I said in my goal card, and this is how much money is in my account right now. And they were like, okay, Mohit, that is like some people thought it was like too creepy. So but I was so happy that it worked. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So there are some of the steps which I follow, which pertains to law of attraction. One is practicing gratitude. One
Got
is,
it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that helps you be humbled. That helps you be grounded, and it helps you have a better focus on what your goal is. And the second one, as you mentioned, to have a goal card or a vision board. So
Yeah.
every time, yeah, and it's great if you have a vision board around your workstation wherever you're working, so that you're constantly looking at it and thinking about it. And one more thing is
Yep.
visualization, the power of visualization. I think these are some of the steps which I follow. And then, yeah, coming down to having positive affirmations and not going into the
Yeah.
negative thoughts. I know it's very difficult not to have negative thoughts because our brain is wired in such a way. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can reframe your framework inside and think about the positives more than the negatives. Yeah, so these are some of the steps from law of attraction which have actually changed how I look at life. It has changed my perspective. And as you said, I was someone who is a more of a
Uh-huh.
science guy, not thinking
Yeah.
philosophy, but getting to know law of attraction more, it is actually deeply related to science. It's not something a
Yeah.
philosopher saying or a god man saying, say send out the energy to the universe and give back the same energy. I was thinking all of this is complete crap. This doesn't work
Yeah.
in real life. You just have to work and
Yeah.
have a little bit of luck for things to go away. But no, things actually work. And the thing, because they say your mind is the most powerful tool you have, right? And what you think
Yeah.
is what you become. And there's one famous quote: "Think you can do it, and you're halfway through." So once you think you can
Yeah.
do it, yeah, you're
Yeah.
halfway done through. You just have to put your work in. Yeah. So I think law of attraction
Yeah.
is a very very strong weapon for you to move towards your goal. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to go with your gratitude thing, right? I would just, this is my last closing statement, I suppose. There's this book
Yeah.
called Happy Money by Ken Honda, and
Okay.
it's a very fascinating idea about money. So I'm not a physicist, okay? I'm an architect, like
Yeah.
that's what I was trained in. So like I don't care what a physics PhD might say about this. But Ken Honda, his idea is money is a representation of energy, like how energy flows, and how your gratitude or your gratitude towards the world, or being happy about,
what you
you
have
know what I
around
mean,
you.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, the gratitude to spend money and gratitude to receive money. So that makes a huge difference in how you start seeing your money. So Happy Money by Ken Honda has really like shifted my view about money, and it's like I would highly recommend it. That you check it out.
yeah, man, Mohit, this was great. We've covered all the topics we thought we'll cover, and
Yes.
thanks for the insights about the books that you
Yeah.
recommended. Yeah, I
Yep.
hopefully people whoever is watching this, gain
Yeah.
something out of this. Yeah, that's the whole motive behind what I'm doing.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great, man. Thanks for coming over and joining on the first episode.
Yeah. Anytime, man. Call me up.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
bye. Good
Yeah.
day.
See you. Good day. Bye bye.
Bye.